So we've had a whole bunch of homicides. We've had a whole bunch of homicides here in the San Luis Valley. And there was just a recent one, and there's a person of interest, and it seems like he's the one that probably killed him. Christopher Mondragon. So a man named Christopher Mondragon, a male subject named Christopher Mondragon is still at large. That Kenny John was killed recently by Christopher Mondragon. And nobody knew about anything until over a month later. He was murdered, and then a month later you found his remains. God damn. Is everybody a criminal around here? Is anybody else against murder? Am I the only one? The chief judge doesn't give a damn about the truth. He thinks that only lawyers and cops can report a crime. So I guess if the lawyers and cops don't catch the crime or don't see it, I guess we're just going to let that guy go. I think Michael Gonzalez plays the person too. But only if they're, arrested. And one man's arrest is another man's kidnapping. Oh, you're kidnapping me and taking $5,000 away from me? Thanks, man. That's because you guys are good and fair and honest, right? I mean, I paid for my permits. I got a green gate. I'm 6 foot tall. Oh, I did tell you to vote. Or I asked you if you were going to go vote. Oh, I see. So there's been a shit ton of murders. I wrote this 24 murders in the past 7 years. And what I'm doing is comparing and contrasting just to see what other murderers are at large. What other murderers are at large. Because they're acting like a couple warning shots is the scariest fucking thing ever. Michael Gonzalez is absolutely shitting a brick. What? You shot warning shots? Oh my god! Oh my god! It's a dangerous valley. Shooting a couple warning shots. I mean, if you motherfuckers are killing, 30 people in the last 8 years in the last 8 years, 30 people have been killed. Have we caught all the murderers? Has all the murderers been arrested and put in jail? Have we seen any kind of justice at all? And I will say, for the most part, yes. For the most part, most of the people who were murdered, they either caught the person or they pinned the blame on the person. Most people were caught. James H. Sprouse was killed by Mike Robinson. Santos Novares shot and killed Guadalupe. Okay, so let's go and see, are there any murderers that are still at large? Besides Christopher Mondragon, is there anybody that's still... Okay, so Jennifer Sharp and Nelson Billings. Jennifer Sharp and Nelson Billings were from Texas. They came out of Texas. They were driving around in Saguache. You got the Colorado State Patrol. Now, I guess a Colorado State Patrol person and an Alamosa Sheriff's deputy had killed Jennifer Sharp and Nelson Billings. There was a police chase and there's a shotgun, and they said that she pulled a shotgun out, and that's when they murdered her, and then he just shot his own head off for no reason. I guess he was sad to see his beloved go. But that's the story they told us. And we don't know who the people that killed him. They got a license to murder and they're unnamed, unarrested. They weren't even charged. If they believed in their own system, go to court, go through the preliminary hearing and the dispositional hearing, go to a jury trial and get acquitted by a jury of your peers. Why wouldn't you do that? These goddamn cops are like, I don't even want to get in the system. Why? Because the system fucks people over. That's all the system does, is it rapes the shit out of people. People could be stuck in the system for fucking years over a misdemeanor. So when Jennifer Sharp and Nelson Billings were fucking murdered, well, we don't want to put that kind of stress on our police officers. Alamosa, a deputy. And if they're the cops, everybody gives them the benefit of the doubt. So it wouldn't even be, you're not risking anything. You're not risking anything. All you're doing is saying that the court system actually matches up with the police system. That's all you would be doing. Who polices the police? Not the court system. Not the DAs, not the judges. Well, the judge a little bit. I'll actually give Michael Gonzalez a little bit. But Mark Annabelle and and Kelly didn't ask Sheriff Danny Sanchez a single fucking question. How are you going to find out the truth if you don't ask any goddamn questions? So who polices the police? Not the district attorney. That's for goddamn sure. And that sucks because they could have came in here like gangbusters and just told everybody what to do. You just got elected. Tell everybody, here's the rules of evidence, here's the procedure, and here's the priority laws. All the judges, all the cops, everybody would have gotten in line. Instead, the district attorney is doing the opposite, just kissing fascist ass. And the standard around here is if you arrest a person, then you get to fuck their life over. So the reason why I'm pointing out Christopher Mondragon is still at large. And hell, was he the one? Was he the deputy? Was he part of the Colorado State Patrol? I mean, Colorado State Patrol and the Alamosa Sheriff's Deputy, they're showing us what real men do, right? In a crisis, in a situation, when something goes down, you kill Jennifer Sharp, and then Nelson Billings just happens to murder himself right there on the scene. I kind of call bullshit on that. You're chasing him, and then you shot her and you didn't shoot him. He picked up the gun and then shot himself without you shooting at him. I mean, he picked up the gun and then was able to discharge it, blow his own head off. Why don't we see any pictures? Why don't we see any videotape? Is there any fucking evidence any of this actually happened? According to a decision letter by District Attorney Kristen Newmeyer Olson, the trooper was justified in shooting Sharp because she was directly endangering other members of the public. Directly endangering other members of the public. So when that big rig Nazi jerked his steering wheel towards me, staring at me, laughing at me, he directly endangered members of the public. So the person who killed Kenny John is still at large. The two people who killed Jennifer Sharp and Nelson Billings are still at large. Felix Gallegos killed Byron Garcia Duran. And they said they couldn't disprove self-defense, and he's the clerk. So basically the judges and the DA say they're allowed to kill people too. The cops they have a license to murder, and the clerks and the judges have a license to murder. Byron Garcia Duran, there was 2 shots in Byron Garcia Duran. One was in the front, and then another one was in the back. In the back? Felix Gallegos wasn't charged nor arrested. Is he CSP? I guess he gets cop privilege. And it shows you that the judges around here, they don't believe in their own system. You know that you fuck people over. You know that it's not a fair fucking system. You know that you're not applying the criminal procedure equally to anybody and everybody. If a cop kidnaps you, well, you're fucked. But if you're a cop, if you're a Colorado State Patrol officer, if you're the Alamosa Sheriff's Deputy, if you're Felix Gallegos, who is this Felix Gallegos? I guess apparently he can go around killing people, so I don't want to meet that motherfucker. Jesus fucking shit. And Christopher Mondragon. So until Christopher Mondragon gets arrested, he's not going to get disrespected and treated like shit by the police, the clerk, the DA, the fucking judge, jailers. He hasn't been arrested. He went to Cornell Law. He's as smart as that Phil Greeny. And that Robert Pickrell. Robert Pickrell commits a crime, stays inside the house. Genius. Fucking genius. Keith Schultz can't figure it out. Keith Schultz can't fucking figure it out. Other people driving around in Conejos County, some people lying in the dips. All right, let's keep going. December 2020, Robert Turner Jr. was killed in Moffett. December 2020. And who killed Robert Turner Jr.? I don't think that we know. December 2020, Robert Turner Jr. killed in Moffett. December 2020. After a search that lasted 2 days in southern Colorado, murder suspect Donald Garcia was located in a camper. So, was it the poor guy that was just staying in a camper? Because there is this one guy that broke into a camper and he just needed a home. He was just homeless. No, he's actually running away from his abusive parents. That doesn't mean, yeah, you broke in and you're sleeping in another person's camper. So, breaking and entering, trespassing, but murder? How's that lead to murder after a search that lasted 2 days? So Donald Garcia, I don't know if he actually did it or not, so I'm going to consider that at large. Robert Turner. Now, I don't know these other ones, but just to mention, William Trujillo and Ryan Lopez were charged with murdering Roy Cisneros and Virginia Archuleta. Are they the ones who did it? I don't know. They're just charged with it. So the accusation is my understanding of Ann Kelly and Michael Gonzalez's they don't pursue every accusation to the fullest extent of the law. They just pursue the fullest extent of the law anybody who is kidnapped by the police.